Hey all, my name is Elin Reigstad, and this week we dove into two key texts, Head Rush, Hip Hop and Hawaiian Nation on the Rise by Adriana Elin, and Props to the Local Boys by Halifu Azumer, examining the distinct ways hip-hop took root in Hawaii. Both readings agree that hip-hop culture is deeply resonant in the Hawaiian Islands primarily because it provides a powerful medium for articulating connective marginality and resistance against U.S. colonial history and the Haole ruling class. Both texts acknowledge that hip-hop in Hawaii emerges from an African-American expressive tradition, but thrives by adapting to addressing local historical oppression. However, the authors approach the topic with different scopes, leading to major contrast. Azumer offers a broad sociological snapshot covering both the urban center of Oahu and the rural life of the Big Island, comparing the experience of the consumer youth with professional artists. Imada, conversely, dictates her work almost entirely by this group of sudden rush, framing their output as pure cultural activism dedicated to the sovereignty movement. This difference in focus highlights a critical distinction, the contrast between appropriation and indigenization. Azumer documents how many youth consumers were largely subject to the hegemony of mainland pop culture, often preferring hardcore gangster rap and adopting an antisocial badman rapper image, disconnecting from the music source's reality. In stark contrast, Imada details how Sudden Rush actively indigenized the genre, weaving Hawaiian language and traditional Hawaiian chanting into their musical style to create songs that speak loudly and angrily, where many other youth consumers saw hip-hop as fictive reality, when Sudden Rush provided a revolutionary voice for issues like corruption, land rights, and political disenfranchisement. A major takeaway is that hip-hop in Hawaii operates in a tension between its global image and its potential for genuine local political action. While mass media exposed young Hawaiians to the lucrative, hyper-masculine aesthetics of gangster rap, artists like Sudden Rush channeled that raw energy into promoting local issues, using hip-hop as a way to argument for cultural and political awareness. There were three quotes that really resonated with me this week. The first was from page 89. Sudden Rush's hip-hop activism has emerged from the self-determination and nationalist movement, and in turn, their music has enlarged the terrain for political resistance in Hawaii. This resonates because it really defines Sudden Rush's music not merely as entertainment, but as a critical tool that expanded the political space available to the Hawaiian self-determination movement. The second was from page 95. They tell us we're equal, but if you look at history, we're just another sequel. This quote powerfully shows how Sudden Rush uses historical connection, just opposing the oppression of Native Americans, African Americans, and Native Hawaiians, to frame the seizure of Hawaii as a part of a continuous, systematic process for European imperialism, thereby linking their local struggle to the global history of colonization. So those two were from Rush from Head, Hip Hop, and Hawaiian Nation on the Rise. These two are going to be from Props to the Local Boys. On page 128, we have, if you're a person who's involved in hip hop, you're a hip hop head from the get-go, meaning music, the way you dress, the way you act, the language down to the mannerisms. This highlights the central tension regarding authenticity in global hip hop, the struggle for local artists to replicate the aesthetic and socioeconomic context of the urban mainland originators when their reality is different, suggesting that superficial mimicry risks lacking true hardcore integrity. This last one is from page 141. It is therefore the specific land issues for Native Hawaiians and locals reared in Hawaii that prompts Hawaiian study scholars like Trask to analyze that more akin to the American Indian movement than to the Black Civil Rights Movement, the Hawaiian movement is a battle for land rights that would evolve by 1980 into a larger struggle for Native Hawaiian autonomy. This quote firmly establishes the essential politics and context that informs Hawaiian hip-hop, that the primary engine for their struggle is land rights, relating them closely to Native American movements rather than civil rights struggles centered in racial equality alone. Thank you.